Chief is in the house. Build shots times. Peaches P is here. Hey, y'all. And the Tomorrowland Traveler, listening while driving to South Carolina for Grandma's funeral. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. That's a shame. Good job being a good grandson, driving out there. So welcome to the Monday planning sesh. So we'll talk about planning. And do you guys want to watch me stain stuff, or do you want to just hang out for a bit? Half hour, 40 minutes, and then I'll let you go and I'll stain stuff afterwards. Rex Robinson in the house. Splash Mountain Plumbing Van. Good. Yeah, I immediately, of course, thought of you. Oh, Lynette. Giving some Tomorrowland Travelers some love in the chat. Good job, guys. Yeah, that was very strange to see a Splash Mountain Plumbing Company truck. And I was fortunate it was a red light, so I could take that picture without endangering life and limb. Cool. So what do you want a lame Izzo review on? Let me see what I got. Do I have anything new? Do you got anyone from the hello, Lynette? I say get some work done and talk. No, it's not the same. It's not too much, and it's not power tools. It's just staining. So I will we'll have a little sip of something, and then all right. So a couple of new things since the last time you guys saw me. Chief. All right, so I got a town branch we could try. This was actually donated by one of the HVAC guys, and that unlocked an achievement for him. He is now allowed to sip from my cabinet without me being here. Let's see what else. Do have a Maker's Mark 101 that we can try. I know this is great. It feels like there's 20 of you there, even though it's only showing 5 listeners. Then we've got a Brothers Bond. And I can't remember if Peaches, was this one that you recommended? I can't remember. Someone in Pete's Discord recommended the Brothers Bond. If I'm going to try that, we're going to try that one first. Because the other ones are very proofy. The Ruin posted a video recently. It's a very entertaining video. Hi, Shelly. Sorry, just did the dishes right before the stream started. So the plan for the week. I don't remember what I talked about in the recap on Friday. Did I have a recap on Friday? I'm pretty sure I had a recap. Oh, awesome. And what, if you don't mind, what is that local bourbon that you've got? So, my original plan, way back when, I should be in Columbus right now. But fortunately for me and my sleep pattern, the Fount people needed me to delay a week. So instead of staying awake for 48 hours this weekend and getting it done, I am able to just get it done slowly over the week. Well, not slowly. I can get it done steadily without a huge loss of sleep. But that's the staining work that I'll be doing. Tonight I'd like to try to get through almost all of the plywood. Get the plywood stained, and then I don't know if I'll be able to start coating it tomorrow. I'll probably have to coat it Wednesday, like get a coat on maybe Wednesday night. Winter whiskey, that sounds wonderful. Cool. Oh, yes, please. That would be wonderful, hitting the like. We have 4 likes. That's good. I used to, and probably probably it's not all COVID fatigue. I used to be able to function on 4 hours of sleep, and that was amazing for my work schedule since I don't plan things out very well, as I could just keep on working, and I can't do that anymore. So had a little bit of an intense weekend, and Bluebird Distillery in Phoenixville. Cool. So yeah, last night, when did I go to bed? I went to bed, couldn't have been very much after 10. Woke up at midnight briefly for a restroom break, and then slept till 7, but then couldn't get out of bed. And I would do that with a smile. I think I've told on some live streams before that my personal record is 41 hours awake, and 36 of those hours I was working. It's just stupid. It is just stupid. So I'm probably never gonna. I'm gonna do my best never to do that again, because it's just damaging to your body, and you shouldn't do things like that. But I do at some point. I'm going to stay up. I'm going to stay up for 41 hours, but it's going to be for fun instead of work. It's stupid that I would do it for work. For me, about hour 39 is where things start getting weird. And actually, they say that fatigue like that is just as bad as drunk driving. And until recently, or at least all through those times where I was doing that, I would disagree, and it never felt impaired. But now, in my slightly weakened state from from where I used to be, I did feel almost like I was intoxicated. Like I just hadn't slept good. I don't remember if it was like my GERD or just what's not amnesia? What's the thing? Insomnia, not amnesia. No, I have that too probably. But I don't know if it was my GERD or my insomnia. But I only had gotten like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and was okay at first driving. But then on the way home that night, yeah, I'm like, okay, wow, this feels crazy. I feel a little sloppy at the wheel, almost like I've been drinking. Ooh, that would be fun. So I don't know if they'll ever do that again, but they used to have those times where the parks would stay open 24 hours. Maybe that'll be my goal. Is that when I stay up for fun, it'll be something crazy, or if any park, even if like my local park, Cedar Point, like something. So I'll wait for some amusement park to stay open for forever, and then we'll go from that. So I poured the Brothers Bond straight bourbon whiskey, hand selected batch. It's a little lower on the proof. That's why I'm gonna sample it here, because the last time I tried it after doing the Maker's Mark 101, and I almost couldn't taste the Brothers Bond because of the lower proof. The residual Maker's Mark taste on my palate made me taste nothing. So we'll try that. Nice light coma. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Just don't wake me. Get those lame Izzo notes. There was it Chris Farley? There was an SNL, a fake commercial for something that would like make you hibernate. It was like a cold medicine commercial, but it was supposed to make you hibernate through the winter. And like when he woke up, he had just a huge beard on him. So you know me, I don't get the notes. It smells good. I don't smell anything funky. It's just a nice light bourbon. It's a nice light bourbon. It's like I've got a whiskey that's real nice and easy to drink like that too. It's like not super heavy on the taste. So I end up calling it like a lawnmower bourbon, like a perfect bourbon. After you mow the lawn in the summer, you crack a Corona or a Stella, and you pour a little of this, and that's just a good day. So that's what we'll call that. We'll add this to my list of lawnmower bourbons. Nice. Yep. All right. So the new plan. So today, what did I do? Today was a slow start. despite getting some decent sleep. So today I went. Today I started out at the shop a little bit, just with some organizing, which the shop always needs organizing. So I organized stuff that I knew I would need throughout the day. A little after noon, I went and did some handyman work for an older lady that's at my congregation. So we got, what did we fix? We fixed a toilet. I replaced a faucet. I replaced a sink drain, so they have full access to that bathroom now. Hey, Steven. And then I was supposed to go and finish up just some touch-ups on a job, but plumbing jobs never go the way they're supposed to. So it was such a pain to get the old stuff out that ended up not being able to do the final touch-ups on that other job. So I left it up to them. If they want, I could do it tomorrow morning, but they haven't contacted me, so I don't know if they're going to have me out tomorrow morning, or else I'll finish that Wednesday afternoon. So tomorrow I'm going to start out working on. I'm going to get Amber and I are for the fancy purse story. Oh wait, I'm supposed to call her Izzo's wife. She wants her name out of these things. So Izzo's wife's going to help me. Has been helping me with molding. So we got molding set up in the garage at our apartment, and she's been staining and finishing moldings there. And then I've got the bulk of the plywood here at the shop that I'm staining and finishing. Because even with the decent sized shop that I have, it's just hard to have room for all that plywood. So tomorrow I'll help rearrange for the next set of moldings that she'll be working on. Yeah, I'm trying to talk her into setting up a YouTube account and so don't you be stealing it until I get a chance to do Izzo's wife. But yeah, I'm gonna set her up with an account. She says she's not going to subscribe until I get to 1,000 subscribers. She's gonna try to be the 1,000th subscriber. So that's interesting. So tomorrow morning we're gonna start out. We're gonna rearrange the molding so that way she can keep working. Yeah, Chief, you're the only one that I would be nervous of grabbing that handle. And then I get to. It feels like a waste. I mean, it is important. I'm actually gonna waste 5 hours of my life, drive down to Columbus, meet the fount owners and the officials of the little shopping center that they're renting, and we're gonna meet and verify what the work I'm gonna do, which they already approved on paper, but I'm sure they have questions for me. Mizzo. And then, so we're going to go down, we're going to make sure all that's approved, and then one of the owners is going to stay there and start doing some painting, so I'm going to do any little minor repairs I might need to do, so that way he can paint what we already discussed he's going to paint, and then drive home. And then the job that I just did, so when I do a plumbing job, I connect it, I run it for a while, make sure there's no leaks, and then I always tell the customer, I'm like, all right, I always say keep an eye on it for 24 hours. So I tell them, like, you don't have to check it every 5 minutes, but before you go to bed, check and look at whether there's any water underneath. And I put a little plastic container under there. And I said, check it before you go to bed, check it when you wake up. If you don't see any water, then we're probably clear. And so if there's any water leaks with that, on the way back from Columbus, I will I'll hit their house and make sure and take care of any brain isn't working, any leaks that might develop. Hopefully there's not. Sometimes there are, but hopefully not. Do you do plumbing jobs, or are you just using that as an excuse to? Oh, duh! Yeah, you're the Splash Mountain Plumbing Company. Dirt. I'm glad I had that picture. That would be hilarious if it was like an ice cream truck and he was playing Zippity Doo-Dah. And then, of course, after he gets paid, he gets to go to his laughing place. Because plumbers are expensive. They are worth every penny, most of the time. Sometimes you'll get one that's trying to overcharge you a bit. Chief, I'm glad you found a company that you could own and be proud of. Wow, I'm taking forever to go over this Monday plan or this week plan. So we're up to Tuesday. So then Wednesday will be, yeah, hopefully not. Wednesday will be, it'll be a long day. It'll be a double. because I really need to do some of the maintenance projects on our lady's house. So Wednesday's going to be a double. I'm going to start out. Well, I actually have an estimate to start out the day. So I got an estimate for a basement that probably won't happen. I told him, I said I can't do anything till June, like I'm already backed up. Um, so it'll be a baseball. Well, it'll probably be baseball themed. This guy's a super huge baseball fan. But I'm supposed to help a guy finish his basement. So I'm going to go. So it's not really an estimate. I'm going to go just start talking ideas with him, take some measurements, so that way I can figure out a plan for him and try to give him some sort of rough time frame. But it's going to be June. It's going to be June before I can even do it. So I'll go in an estimate. That's in Independence. It's at 9:30. It's about 40 minutes away. So probably by 10:30, 11, I'll be back at the house. I'm going to do some maintenance. Depending on the weather, if it's not raining, which I don't think it's supposed to, but I could be wrong. If it's not raining, we're going to put up the deer fence that I took down last season. We're going to put up the deer fence, and I'm going to guess that we'll only get halfway through the deer fence. If it's raining, I'm going to replace a door on the exterior garage. And it's not just replacing a door, like the framing's rotted, so I'm going to have to remove the door, remove the inside drywall, replace whatever studs are rotted out. I'll replace it with treated lumber, and then put the door in and seal up the wall again. Okay, so they want me to work on, well, it just depends. So, alright, so that was Wednesday. Oh, and then Wednesday, so after I've done at least 6 hours on Our Lady's house, on the deer fence, I will come here to the shop and keep finishing. So that's why I want to get the plywood finished tonight, get the plywood stained tonight, rather, so that way tomorrow, I do need to do some cuts tomorrow. 4 months to get the furnace in. Did you have heat, I hope? Wow, 4 months. That's horrible. What kind of furnace also? Natural gas, oil, electric? Well, what furnace wouldn't be electric, probably. Boogie, oogie, oogie. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy and that's cold. I hope you were warm through most of it. What were we talking about? Okay, so then I'll come here. So yeah, so I want to get the plywood stained tonight, at least most of it, and then tomorrow I can start coating it. So the oil. Okay, gotcha. I don't know anything about an oil burner. Not that I know much. That's the one spot I'm weak on. I'm not great with the HVAC. I can as far as HVAC goes, I can reconnect ducts. Like if I'm remodeling your kitchen, I can reconnect ducts, but I really am not knowledgeable with the rest of that stuff. But 4 months sounds like a long time, even for an oil burner. And then, so the stuff that I use is called Watco, that I've been using lately. And it's, you brush it on. If you roll it on, you get little air bubbles, so you don't want to roll it on. I learned that the hard way. So you use the Watco, and the nice part about it is in about 30 to 45 minutes, it'll dry to the touch. So since I have so many pieces of plywood to do, I can lay out, I'll probably be able to lay out about a third of them. Lay out a third of them. Oh, good. Lay out about a third of them, and then get one coat on that. And then by the time I've done a third of them, the first few that I've done will be dry enough where I could pick them up and stack them somewhere. And then once that third is done, then I can lay down the next one and coat one. And it depends. If you can recoat after 2 hours, so if it takes me almost 2 hours to get through that first third, well then I'll give it a quick sand and put the second coat on. Oops. And with the Watco, if you put it on decently thick, because it actually is a lacquer, if you put it on decently thick, you can sometimes get away with 2 coats. The one bookshelf that I did, kind of like medium brown with the distressed maple panel, some of that needed 3 coats, but a lot of it just had 2 coats and it looked great. So I'm hoping, well, and this is retail, once it's installed and then they've got all their purses and stuff on it, you don't notice the woodwork as much. It's there, it's nice, but I'm sure I can get away with 2 coats on all of the retail stuff. 12 Oil for Christmas. They weren't laughing. No, kids would not laugh at that. Hey, but warmed their heart all winter, didn't it? Yeah, that's hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. Well, and that's why we're renters now. We just weren't quite affording that house at the time. I had bought a fixer upper back before the bubble popped in 2008. So I paid primo money for a fixer upper. So I did not make any money when I sold it. It went from one recession to another. If I had waited, you know how the house prices jumped like after COVID had started. If I had waited, I probably would have got another $40,000 on the sale, but I don't know if I would have survived that long, like paying that mortgage. I might have lost the house anyway. No, you do. I'm doing the stain now, and then that Watco stuff is and I might have said stain instead of finish. So the Watco's a clear finish. I'm gonna get at least 2 coats on there. Yeah, that's surprise. When remember Taco Bell used to go in there with a couple of bucks and come away with a meal, and now Taco Bell almost feels as expensive as some of the other places. I feel like it was either Peaches or Shelly that told me about the brothers bond. Was that one of you two, or am I misremembering? But it's definitely good. I don't regret buying it. So I want to get my one buddy Devin wanted to my one buddy Devin got himself like a tasting notes wheel, and I don't know if it's just on paper, if he downloaded it. I don't know if he like bought something, but I told him I need him to send me a picture of it because I want to make one out of wood, like route it out real nice, and maybe that'll help me when I'm doing my tasting notes with my bourbon. Maybe it'll be something we slap an Izzo on and then sell down the road. Oh, you're the wino. Excellent. Oh, okay, that's right. You know what? Next time we're doing a tasting after working, we'll make sure we hit that smoking loon because I did finally get a wine opener set, and I personally have never met a Cab Sauv that I didn't like, so I'm sure I will enjoy it. All right, may as well go do some staining or finishing or something. I'll find my tripod. Here, I'll show you what we got done so far. Nice. So that's what's left of the pile that hasn't been stained yet. So I've got a bunch of pieces on the table saw. I got some over here on various cards. Here's the fun one over here on that cart. This is for another project, some shiplap. That'll be after the fountain stall in Columbus. So then I got all these. These were dry, so I put them on end to save room. So actually the first thing we'll do, that's my beautiful noisy furnace. So the first thing we'll do is stack the rest of that there. Ain't no gimbal here. Hope you're not getting ill. Here, tell you what, I'm gonna prop you up somewhere, then I'll go, instead of wandering around all over the place, prop you up somewhere and go get the tripod. You're beautiful. Not me, you guys. We didn't get all the way through the week, did we? We were talking about Wednesday. Wednesday I'll be here finishing stuff at night. Thursday. Alright, Thursday we're gonna do some volunteering. We're gonna help out with the construction for a local congregation. And then in the evening, I think we're going with a customer to help her pick out granite. And then thanks to that, I'll probably be back here Thursday night, try to get one coat on something. And then Friday in the morning, I'll be working on this. And then Friday afternoon, about 2 o'clock, I got some stuff I can't get out of. And then I should probably work Friday, but I'll take the evening off and I'll make some curry chicken. Maybe I'll make a video of that finally and relax for a minute. And then the weekend I'll probably work most of the times, and except for when I'm doing churchy type things. And then Monday, I don't care if I'm not done on Monday. I don't care if I take Monday to maybe finish a few things and then load everything up and then drive to Columbus that night, check in at the hotel. I don't mind if I'm not working in Columbus on Monday, but I have to at least drive out there Monday night. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm going to stick you guys somewhere, and you're going to be stuck watching me move plywood for a little bit. And I'll come check the chat every once in a while and see if you have any questions or comments. Yeah, and it was cold. It wasn't that snowy, but it was cold this winter. I am spoiled here at the shop, and if I'd cleaned it up better, it'd be nicer to use. Alright. Let's see. Try to tilt you up, maybe give you a... Oops, that's the wrong thing. You guys want me to try to find some music or just leave it as it is? You know me, I can fill a silence. Oh, plywood's heavy. Okay, that stayed up like good. I wonder how many sheets of plywood I've pushed through a table saw in my life. Way back years ago when I was at the cabinet shop, I actually had taken an average of like 6 months, and I wish I could remember what I had figured out. I remember at the time, and that was quite a few years ago, I know I had pushed at least like 50,000 sheets of plywood through a table saw. Okay, the one that broke doesn't matter. And that one looks fine. Oh, good. Oh, this is one of those terrible, I don't know if you got any of these at any of your houses, like a plastic drawer. Nothing's grosser. Because then it breaks and you try to fix it with caulk and screws, and I gotta give this guy a price for replacing these. Ugh, nothing makes me shudder more than a plastic drawer. If you have them in your house, don't feel bad. Plenty of people do. And if you're patient, you can have Izzo come out and make you new drawers. Dang it. Let's do a quick count of how many more sheets we got left to do. We got 12 left. They're 19 inches wide. So we'll get 4 or 5 here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, yeah, I kind of got to clear everything, but we'll have room for it. Come on, stay upright. There we go. So I don't know if anyone saw the spontaneous combustion videos. The stain that I'm using for this is not the stain that blew up on me. So that's nice, but I've been putting everything in the fireproof garbage can anyway. I ain't taking any chances. Of course, this is the guy that 2 Wednesdays ago was trying to do a fireball or something stupid like that, so that's not going to happen again on the channel. I promise. There's a sound for you. Haven't seen any good movies lately? We did go and see Quantumania. It was pretty good. Cat's music. All right. So I actually got Flynn's Arcade would be fun. I actually have been using a sponge. The guy that did the work for the Pinecrest fount, which is the one video I have where I time lapse everything. He uses a sponge to apply it and kind of even everything out, and that worked really well. Nice. Working out, working and lurking. Working out and lurking out. But I liked it. I know some of the hardcore Marvel fans have been whining about it. But I thought it was great. I had a good time. Of course, lately we only go see movies at Silver Spot Theater where you can like have a full course dinner while you're watching the movie. So in like one of those reclining seats. That might add to the enjoyment of the film. It is a lot to keep up with. Yeah, there's a possibility that one of the Texas stores might open sooner than they thought. So in July, if things go well for them, I might be working on one to take to Texas and install. If we do that, I'm going to try to work with another company to have them build and stain and ship the cabinets for me. And then I would just have to fly down. I could probably do a check bag full of hand tools and a couple of drills, and then just do all the install right down there. If not, there's other options. Might be able to ship stuff, get a good cost on some freight. So we have this fun game we play. And usually it happens when I'm staining something because I'll have rubber gloves on and I can't grab my phone and respond to text or anything. So if I'm staining stuff or if I'm working on anything where I just can't answer, yeah, it should be interesting. Never been to Texas, but I can actually do stuff on my watch with my nose. So if Izzo's wife texts and needs answers, I try to pick whatever response is the weirdest with my nose, and after 2 or 3 responses like that, she either gets upset or she remembers that, oh yeah, he can't talk. And then she'll call me, and and if I gotta get a little stain in my ear on my earbud, that's fine. But yeah, that's my code to her. I'll put the most outrageous automatic responses I can until she calls me. That's our little code. So the poor guy that's been suffering with his shower not quite done, I tried to get I have the parts finally to finish his shower, and ran out of time Friday. Not my fault, thanks to the shenanigans of the glass people, and so wasn't able to do it Friday for him. So he said, don't worry about it. We'll talk later and figure out a date." So I texted him this morning to see what he wanted to do, and I got a picture of him in Mexico. So I'm like, "Oh, okay. So we're not worried about you right now." He's like, "Nope. I'll talk to you later." So I'm going to Photoshop myself into his picture later and send it back to him. Actually, I just should send him a picture of me in the Mexico pavilion. That would work too. Terrible about remembering. Steven, if you're still watching, I need to email you about the Carney Crew meetup. I have a room tentatively booked, but it's just at an off-resort hotel. I'm gonna get some magic from Steven Noon. I'm gonna be at Animal Kingdom with you people, all you crazy pug people. Pete's been tricky lately. Ended the one stream with the view of whatever the fancy hotel he was at. Ended the stream with the view of that. I just couldn't quite get a snapshot with him and Lauren both smiling. So he won that round. I'll get him though. And of course, the signal at the Strawberry Festival stream was ludicrous, so I couldn't get a good screenshot then. Cool. What kind of homework? Probably enough space cleared. That's probably enough space cleared. We'll kind of rotate it. Where am I going to do this in? So I've been doing it over there and then dragging it over here. But maybe I'll drag it over here and do it here. So then I'll be closer. And you and I, we can converse while I work. Nice. Ah, math. Is the new math as bad as everyone makes it sound? I love math. Well, I love some of math. So I really enjoy these little containers of rubber gloves. Gotcha. So I was working on a superhero story, and I was doing it for the November, write a middle school grammar. Ooh, that's interesting. I like it. While listening to Tchaikovsky. Excellent. So I was writing a novel, superhero novel, for the November write a novel month. I don't know, NaNoWriMo something. There's like a whole thing. And I don't know. I have an old laptop that I think the story's on, because I don't have it anywhere. So I'm gonna at some point try to turn on that laptop, or take the memory out and turn it into a glorified zip drive, or not zip drive, glorified jump drive. Try to get that silly thing out. Never did finish it. Story of my life, fun project. Never quite finish it. Oh, but anyway, I like these. You can buy these little packages of rubber gloves from Home Depot. They're the dual layer, so sometimes when you're using stains and chemicals and stuff, like it'll eat through like a normal rubber glove. So, but I just love the package. It's just so easy, like a little box of Kleenex. Just keep a couple around the shop, couple on the van. So convenient. But yeah, ever since the finisher told me about using a sponge for the stain, I've been doing that a lot. And this kind of stain, the Sherwin-Williams stain, funny. So something that I like to do to keep awake when I'm traveling. Yep. I wondered. So these days, if I'm driving a long time, I'll just put on YouTube. I watch reviews and documentaries and Pete and other nonsense. But back in the day, to stay awake, I would just do math problems in my head based on distance and speed, miles per hour, and how far I had to go. That was what kept me awake for a while back in the good old days. So I'm using a Sherwin-Williams wiping stain. I got no problems with it. At least it doesn't catch on fire like that other stuff I was using. If I do have to do more of this staining, a guy at the local Sherwin-Williams has been trying to get me to use Czar finishes. So what happens with this stain is it actually, even when it's dry, when you start putting your clear coat on, it kind of reactivates it, and if you play with the brush too much, you start getting streaks in it. And but the stuff that the other fellow's trying to push on me, which eventually I might go ahead and switch over, but you can only buy it by the quart, which is annoying. It'll actually dry completely, so it won't have that movement when you're putting a clear coat on. But would be even better. So I just ordered some samples of some darker stains from that cabinet company. What would be better is if I can get those suckers to do it, and then just have them ship it to me. Trying to finally do some things smarter, slowly but surely. Like I've got a job going on where we're refacing it, and refacing an existing kitchen, And instead of doing it myself, I've hired a guy. And I'm going to make a little bit of money while he does the work. Like, it's not a lot of money. It's not as much money as if I did the work myself, but it's going to be a lot less frustrating. That's for sure. Oh, I love seeing you guys talk. Then I don't have to talk as much to you guys. Haha, just kidding. No, I love talking to you guys. I'm almost fluent in English. I can in general order from a menu. I can ask where the bathroom is. Yeah. Yeah, math is super, and especially if he wants to be an architect. I mean, I use it all the time, and I don't have to do all those structural things. You know, I'm not smart enough to teach myself AutoCAD. Yeah, if he wants to be an architect, math is going to be pretty important. It's been a long time since I had to do it. I used to calculate arches all the time. Fortunately, a lot of people think an arch is old-fashioned now, so all the modern stuff is very nice and square. Makes it easier on you. But arches and angles, it's all fun stuff. All fun stuff. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if I can push my plywood cart over there. But as always, there's barely enough room for anything. Alright, maybe that's enough room. That ain't enough room. I'll just bring them over one at a time. It's not like it's that far a walk. Sometimes I get to use geometry when we're doing this. That's fun. Alright, where's the battery? I need a battery. Let me know if this is okay without music, or if I should find some of that almost okay copyright-ish free music. What's up, phone? Who needs me? Ooh. Ooh. Alright. I'm gonna have to go find my phone and look at that one. I'll sit down with the cookie and get through there. I'm gonna have to go a long way. Talk amongst yourselves! Oh my god, there's no room to move around this place. Someday there'll be a clear shop. Matthew, man, it's a cold world. Yeah, Spain commas. Well, if YouTube didn't copyright music, I would request Growl Tiger. Yeah, that'd probably get copyrighted right away. So what I've been doing is I've just been taking like a sponge that you'd see a tile guy use. I've just been cutting it in half. See, can you see the board at all? Yeah, it's not bad. Growl Tiger was a bravo cat who traveled on a barge. In fact, he was the roughest cat who ever roamed at large. Sorry, Chief, didn't mean to make you get all excited. Anyone seen the Jumanji game, Jumanji movies, where the game turns into a video game? It wasn't terrible. We watched one last night because it's free on Hulu at the moment. Thanks. But it was funny, like the sequel to the video game version. Oh, thanks, Amy. Yeah, we saw the sequel by accident first because it was free on Hulu, and now the first one is on free on Hulu. So the second one makes a little more sense now. Thanks, Amy. It's nice having you here too. It's nice having everyone here. So I mentioned in a post the mustache is staying for a couple more weeks. I was told I was a good boy this winter, and I need to take a picture with the Izzo hat before the mustache is gone. And that should come in the next 2 weeks. And I'd already started the process of getting some merch, but I have some very kind people that in the future I'm going to do merch from. If we ever get to the point where everyone wants merch. I don't even know how many subs we should set that at. 500 comes into mind. Or I don't know if we should wait for 1,000. Getting that many subs might be dreams of delusion, but it's fun. I'm actually not here to grow big. I'm here to have fun. And if you people are enjoying it, then that makes my day. I think for me this is an outlet. I had a band in the late 90s. I think it's that kind of thing. Like, I'm a ham. I like to perform. I like to talk. I like to play. I like to sing. All that stuff. So I think that's what this does. What this does for me. And it's wonderful having you guys in the chat. But if you've ever seen any of the live streams where no one's watching, I can keep talking anyway. All right, that's it. So you saw I spread it on, kind of try to get everything covered with the color, and then I just do that final swipe. I do it with the grain, and so far it's been working. Oh, interesting. No. Ooh, Amy, what you drinking? Or are you saying I need to go get something? All right, it's the 9:25 train, right on time. So a friend of mine got me into the relationship with these people. So this color was developed for them. I don't know what he was matching originally, but actually it wasn't even my buddy that did the finishing. So the first time a friend of mine worked for these people, they built everything raw. They built it on site, and then the finisher came in and stained and finished everything on site, which was quite smelly, and they got a lot of complaints from the neighbors. Cool. Yeah, send it, Chief. Oops, and what did Amy say? Ooh, hey Jared, how you doing? Yeah, absolutely. We'll do something good, or we'll bust into the smoking moon wine. Poor Izzo's wife texted asking if she'll see me tonight before she goes to bed. I said no. We spend a decent part of the weekend together, and then she's gonna come with me to Columbus, so I'll make up for some of my absences. But she's also a severely introverted person, and she actually doesn't mind when I'm gone. But you know, you can't leave your wife as a cactus all the time. So I'll behave and I'll spend some evenings with her this week, and then we got Columbus next week. Oh, for Columbus. So I was thinking maybe Monday night, once I get to Columbus, maybe we'll do a tour of the. Oh, good night, Lynette. Thanks for staying up for a while. Thank you so much. So next week when I'm in Columbus, should we do a tour of the hotel for the Monday night planning sesh? And then the Friday recap, we should probably do in the store, especially if I'm done. So with this install, I will probably time lapse it again, so I can make another video like that of just the install. But yeah, maybe next Monday we'll do a hotel tour, and then the following Friday on the recap we'll tour the job site. I should probably check with the people. I'll make sure that they allow that. I'm sure a lot of their followers aren't following this channel. Yeah, I'll think about that recap. Maybe we won't do that. I don't want to get in trouble. But the the hotel tour, we'll do that on Monday night. Let's see. But yeah, buddy of mine, very good carpenter. A good carpenter, a good businessman, young, thin, good looking. I hate him. No, he's a buddy of mine. He built the first store with them in Cleveland, in Gordon Square, for any of you locals if you know that. And yeah, the finishing was done on site. He didn't have to do that. And then I think they did the same thing. They used to have a Columbus store, and it just apparently wasn't the right time for it. So, you know, eventually it closed and they pulled but they did the same thing there. They put the cabinets in raw, and then 22 tomorrow, nice. Making chili, sweet. So they did a second store in Columbus, so did the same thing there, built it all raw, had the guy stain and finish it on site, and then that store closed and they just went back to the Gordon Square location only, and they stored the cabinets for a while, and then a few years later, they wanted to take the cabinets that they had and retrofit some of them to expand their Gordon Square store, and that's actually when I was brought in. My buddy Paul was very busy at the time and didn't have the time to spend to make those existing cabinets work. We had worked together on mostly volunteer stuff, but we'd worked together. We had a respect for each other's skills. He knew it was something I could handle, so he brought me on to do the labor on that job. And then there was another job, and I'll have to find the pictures in the video and make a YouTube video out of it. But after that, they brought me in to help with a job where we did custom oak panels and custom leather panels for elevators in a fancy building. So I'll find those and turn it into a video for you. Yep. I'm gonna make myself feel old, Chief. My marriage just had its second legal drinking birthday. So they brought me in to do the labor on a couple of jobs, and then when it came time to do the Pinecrest job, which is the job that I time lapsed, and when they brought Paul in to do that, Paul was not only busy, but he was out of state busy. So me and him had a conversation, and I've basically taken over the customer at this point. It's super cool of him, and it's been fun for me. So I try to take a little bit of the money that I make on it and send him a little thank you for the jobs. Hey, Daniel's here. Hello, Tomorrowland Traveler. I've been enjoying your videos most of the day. And I'm still, I'm making good money on the job. Probably not making as good money. Paul probably would have done it smarter, charged a little more, or done it a little better. But it's been very fun, and I'm getting the hang of it, doing these bigger jobs. Yeah, and so this one's going to Columbus. I'll have the bulk of the work done next week, by next Friday. I'm sure that I'll have to go do touch-ups or something at some point. That doesn't bother me, it's not that far away. And then hopefully the Texas thing they're talking about works out. And if that's true, then I'll probably be building it during July, install it sometime in August, because they would want to open up in September. So I gotta make some fake doors out of some of this plywood. Oops. Oh, nice. Can't remember. One day Amber woke up recently, she's like, I don't know why, but the stupid Jellicle Cat song is in my head. And she enjoys cats too, but I imagine any of us would call it the stupid Jellicle Cat song if you woke up with it in your head. What did I start to talk about before I went down that tangent? I don't even know. Oh, so Wednesday I need to work on making some fake doors out of some of this. Actually, it's mostly that pile there that we're not going to stain tonight. So if you're interested, maybe I'll make some fake doors on a live stream. Although I know we just in the plan talked about putting clear coats on stuff, but I did forget that I sort of have a couple other things we got to make before we can really get lost in the clear coating. So maybe Wednesday we'll work on those doors and do some clear coats, or vice versa. We'll play it by ear. So I'm going to give up on having 3 channels. It seemed like a good idea when I started doing them. But the names are all based off of the Izzo's cello shots, which is my favorite name, but then I never do any cello videos. But I do want to, so I'm kind of combine all the ideas into one channel. I'll have some different logo, so that way, like, if you aren't interested in hearing the cello, you'll know to skip those videos. But any preference, what I try to get on there first, I've done, on my random channel, I've done cooking videos, I'll put up the karaoke every once in a while to make Chief laugh. And should I re-upload some of those ones? Like if you haven't seen some of them, maybe I should. It really, I do kind of like it. Like I miss. She enjoys those. We've seen the Phantom live together. Well, and Cats is always entertaining. Like, watching the movie was entertaining to me. I don't know if she was entertained by it as much. Like, but whenever you see anything live, it's just amazing. I don't know if they ever do Starlight Express. I would love to see Starlight. I would love to see a bunch of psychos roller skating and singing at the same time. But, ooh, alright. I just decided, Chief. I'll put... Oh, cool. Sweet. I've done on that silly karaoke app that I do, I've done Starlight Express a couple times. The song at the end that Rusty and Starlight sing together, I've done that. Maybe I'll put up a video of that just for fun. Cooking videos. Okay, maybe I'll at least repost the beef Wellington. That was probably my favorite of the ones I did. So I'll at least post the beef Wellington, and I'm probably going to make a curry chicken this week. So I'll try to remember to video that and put it up. Oh, and on Wednesday, of course, we'll do a baby bourbon barrel update. Maybe I'll make a short out of that. Awesome. Why did I bring this over? I'll put it over here then. If I could ever find any of my Mad Cow Medics videos, you'll get to see a 21-year-old Izzo in a cow suit. I was obsessed with the Phantom as a teenager. We'd listen to it all the time, was singing it. When we'd play it in the orchestra, I would sing it and get yelled at. Not really yelled at. Just a stern look from the conductor. I know. Someday I'll find at least one of the videos. I could put the audio up, but even that, for some reason, my wife has the Mad Cow Medics demo on her phone and not on mine. Don't know how that happened. Yeah, the Mad Cow Medics, we were a ska punk band, basically. At our biggest, we were 2 guitars, bass, drums, keyboard, trombone, trumpet. By the time we had a couple of gigs that actually paid us $1 or $2, I was just singing. Because I was the ex-drummer, I was the ex-bass player, I was the ex-keyboard player, because at the time I couldn't play anything and sing at the same time, and I was singing half the songs. So we just kept replacing me with buddies that played instruments until I finally was just singing and learning. I was taking trombone lessons, but I was not the trombonist of the band. Jerry, have a good night's sleep. Thanks for watching for a bit. I know you get up early, buddy. It was funny. I didn't know who that person was that was commenting on some of my videos for a while. And then I finally went to his channel, saw some sweet drone footage, and I'm like, oh, I know that house. 6 more pieces, then we'll get something to drink. You guys can start voting on what you want to have me drink while I talk with you. 6 more pieces. Ooh, cool. You know, who isn't delusional, Chief? That's cool, Tomorrowland Traveler. Yeah, that stuff I know nothing about. And it's funny, like the HVAC company that shares with me, he's asked and I've offered at times to like go on jobs, like maybe give him a reduced rate on my wages, to like learn some stuff. But either whenever I ask, it's not the right time for him to have me go on jobs, or whenever he asks, I'm too busy. So I've never gotten a taste of that sweet, sweet HVAC knowledge. But I know it overlaps with some of my other skills. I know the HVAC guy's got to know electrical, got to know plumbing. So I got some of the skills already. In desperation, I once plumbed the exhaust pipes for a furnace, just so I could have heat in the house I was working for a guy. And with that, like, he had a furnace guy working there, like, trying to get this old furnace to work again. And he got it working, but he didn't have time to do that piping. So he basically gave me a 10-minute course in what I needed to do with the pipes. And then I had heat, and I could do tile work. I don't know if you do a diary, Chief. I never did a consistent diary, but I go back and read some of what little I had going on in high school and in my phantom crazy days, and all that stuff is slightly scary and very amusing to read. Alright, where are we going with this one? Go on top of the folding shelf. Cool. I wish I had journaled more, because as we've discussed in other streams, I lean towards bipolarism, and one of the fun side effects that you can have when you're bipolar is memory loss. So what ends up happening, if you're the kind of bipolar person where that happens, is you'll go off the rails, and you'll make everyone upset, and then you won't remember. And then you get annoyed at everyone because everyone's mad at you. You don't have a clue why. You know, I know that I used to know more. The only really famous person I know that was bipolar was Vivian Lee, I guess she was a terror to work with, and it was because of the bipolar. You know, you do stuff to people you don't remember. So I think I don't. So I've got a lot of holes in my memory from my younger days. Sometimes I'll hear about stuff that I did, and I'm just like, really, that was me. And part of me wants to know, but part of me is like, oh hey, I'm protected. That's fun. So I think most of the people in this chat, except for Tab, I probably haven't known long enough. Well, and I do stuff these days to cope, you know? So I think it's been a long time since I did anything I might need to apologize for. Or at least that I don't remember doing. I have plenty of things I apologize for. It's just these days I remember them. So this stain isn't that bad. I mean, I'm used to it. Like, if you walked into my shop and you don't do this all the time, you might be like, whoa, that stinks. But the stain isn't so bad. But if I want to be safe Izzo, and I probably want to be safe Izzo, I might have to think about a respirator for when we're doing the lacquer. Because the lacquer will make you a little loopy. And as fun as loopy can be, I don't want to be dangerous or inspire any of you to do any dangerous construction acts. So Izzo's in-laws watched the Wednesday live stream a couple weeks ago, and I don't think they know. I don't think they're up on live stream culture, even though Izzo's father-in-law loves his YouTube stuff. But I'm pretty sure some of my videos are structured in a way that he tolerates, but I know some of mine are too long for him, and I don't think they would have watched the live stream except they were driving in a car, and they had the ruin with them. So they were amused, and but they were like, "Oh, it's so long." And I'm like, "It's a live stream. It's in real time, and we're building stuff." So they didn't quite get the live stream thing. Sometimes I don't understand the live stream thing, even though I watch Pete and I do it myself. Kind of blows my mind a little bit. So I did try watching some other people live stream. And just really not into it unless it's Pete for some reason. Some of my Star Wars guys, I can watch like Star Wars live stream podcasts, but the people in the Disney parks, I watch Pete, and I can watch the other ones for a little bit, but I don't know, maybe it's just Pete's magnetic personality draws me in. I still haven't finished the Strawberry Festival live stream. I have to finish that because that stream is ludicrous. Oh, thanks. I won't tell Pete nothing. I should probably send. So I'm going to try to do some stickers too. A buddy of mine has a Cricut. He said he'd make me some stickers. So anyone that gets merch is going to get some stickers. Hopefully, I'll definitely have to send something to Pete. I'm going to request that he not wear it. I just want him to advertise his channel when he's in the parks. But I at least want to give him something. But because Pete was nice enough to get me connected with that Pete McDevitt guy, I felt like I should probably follow some of the people he supports. So I've been trying to watch some of their streams, and they're not bad. They're just not Pete. Oh boy. the Tomorrowland Traveler starts live streaming, I'll follow that too. Yeah, and actually for a while when they first started up because of COVID, like after the parks opened back up, because before COVID, I had tried watching Resort TV One and someone else, and it just seems weird. But then I enjoyed when Tom started live streaming. I enjoyed because he would give facts in addition to chatting with the crowd, and I liked that. And then of course then he had other people streaming, and that's where I first started watching Pete stream, and now I could watch Pete any day of the week. But yeah, I just couldn't watch some of them before. But nothing makes the workday go faster than having Pete in your ear while he's in Epcot, drinking and eating stuff from the festival. So when I go to the parks in April, I have decisions to make. Obviously, Tron will be the focus. Get on that Tron ride. But then the other rides I haven't done yet is Remy. That's lower on the priority. I did get to do Guardians in December, but this was with the Christmas song, which seems like most people have kind of universally not enjoyed. So I'd like to ride Guardians with one of their regular songs. And but even that, since I've already ridden it once, and I need to remember to bring Dramamine if I'm gonna ride it. Even that one's a little lower priority. So Tron, Remy, and I still haven't ridden Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway because I haven't been at Hollywood Studios since that opened. Well, I'll get on Tron whenever I can, but night would be better. That's like riding Everest at night. When you pop out of the mountain in the dark, oh, that's a wonderful feeling. I gotta move another board. 2 more pieces, and then we're good for the day. I can't remember if I said this out loud or in my head. You guys can just start deciding in the chat what I'm gonna drink. I don't remember if I said that out loud or not. And if it's another blue martini, that's fine, or if we need to come up with some other wacky drink, we'll figure it out. No room for this one. We'll just stand it up for now. I had the room for the wet stuff. What else we got? What I actually like about McDivitt, though. Ooh, they've shortened it even more. Bummer. Oh, okay. Well, it's been I haven't seen it with the new digital version, so I should check that out. Oh, cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, Rodeo Roundup. That's right. That's opening. So, yeah, if I do make a trip to Hollywood Studios in April, could hit that, too, in addition to Mickey and Minnie Run 'em Up Railway. What else was I saying before? I don't remember. So I probably won't buy an outfit like Piano Rob. If you follow his Instagram, he and his woman were dressing up for their Tron rides. I do at least have a shirt though that's like patterned like Sam Flynn from Tron Legacy, so I will probably do that. Any crazy Tron fans here? I can't wait for Tron 3. I hope it actually goes through. There's been more chatter about it. I know Jared Leto can be hit or miss on stuff, but I figure he's famous enough. If he wants Tron 3, I'll support whatever nonsense he's doing. Yeah, I mean, any blue drink? Okay, we got a blue drink. Anyone else want to weigh in? Maybe, because an old fashioned would normally have orange zest in it. Maybe we'll do some weird blue bourbon Curacao. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a funky, fake old fashioned, a blue old fashioned. If you guys think of a name for it, we'll make it a new Izzo drink. One more piece. So I haven't gotten a chance to do the research yet. I figure there's gotta be some sort of gear where I could like have your chats come in like text to speech. 4 Mile Cove. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let me know where that is. That would be neat. Ooh, That Darn Cat. I have not seen that. Did you ever see, Chief, did you ever see The Happiest Millionaire? I really like that movie. That's a good old one. It's got alligators in it. It's an oldie but goodie. Oh, you know, hold on. I have to hold this different. But The Happiest Millionaire is fun. That's on Disney Plus somewhere. Cool. Avatar drink. That's neat. Oh, cool. Oh, I did see that poster. I did. Well, a picture. I didn't see it, obviously. Yeah, I was thinking about it today as I was listening to some of the YouTube reviewers that I watch, and I heard some more whining about Ant-Man, and I even put in the comments of that video, like, I'm glad I don't do reviews on my channel, so I can just sit back and enjoy a movie and not have to analyze it. And then I thanked the person for their video, you know, I didn't want to be a jerk about it. But if I did reviews, they would probably be like my bourbon tasting notes. Yes, I liked it. No, I didn't. Well, no, but tell us about the movie. Oh, yeah, I can't. No, I liked it or I didn't like it. That's okay. Sorry. I will say the only thing I missed personally from Ant-Man Quantumania is Luis's character, like his buddy that would do like the fast talking, talk about the stories, and he said and she said. Like it really needed one of those, like either at the beginning or in a cutscene at the beginning. That would have made it truly feel like an Ant-Man movie. But I enjoyed it anyway. All right, I gotta find somewhere stable to tap this lid closed. Oh, that's right. An old fashioned would have bitters in it. I don't have any bitters with me. I don't think. We'll look. And even though these haven't been burning up, keep it in the fire bin. Cool. And it doesn't look like I punctured anything. Sometimes you'll pull the glove. I got a little spot there. I don't know what that's from. Sometimes you'll pull the glove off and you'll have punctured it without knowing, and like your entire hand will be just covered in stain. So not today. 90 minutes already. Thanks for joining me. So let's look at some of the Oops, covering the camera. So yeah, I got another batch. The plywood cart is empty over there, so that's a good sign. So this stuff will dry overnight. If I have time, I might do it tomorrow. I might cut off the parts, because there's a few of these that I just stained that really I should have cut a couple of feet off of them for another part of the project. But tomorrow I'll probably cut those off and maybe cut all the drawer fronts to size. And then Wednesday we can work on that. Oh yeah, and I've trapped myself over here. Hard to get through. But that is one important thing. No matter how big your shop is, keep stuff on wheels so you can move things around easier. Oh, here's the so what I'm doing now. So I'm sorry to make anyone not in the area jealous, but on my Wednesday tasting nights, if anyone wants to show up, you're welcome to sample the baby barrel with me, and you will get to write your name on the baby barrel. All right. So an old fashioned would normally have sugar and bitters in it, so that might stop us from making an old fashioned. It does say Izzo. And technically there's a barrel somewhere in Maker's Mark's Brick House that says Izzo on it too. But it also says oh, Chief, thanks for promoting me. I didn't have to promote myself. But then SeaWorld promoted himself in the general. Uh-oh. Where's our moderators? Someone moderate. Uh-oh. Tomorrowland Traveler's promoting himself in the general. Guys, put it in promote yourself. I'm just teasing. It's not like I can talk. I think I'm pretty sure I'm the cause of why he started a promote yourself channel. Whoopsie. What were we talking about? Oh, let's look up a bourbon recipe. Let's see. We'll look up old fashioned. We'll double check that first of all. Old fashioned. But I'm sure it has muddling sugar with bitters and water, adding whiskey and garnishing with an orange slice. So, yep, Pete's mods are chill. So we won't have the bitters, but I'm thinking maybe the Curacao has enough of the flavoring, and it's got a little bit of that orange. So if we added some sugar and some water, maybe we can make a blue old fashioned. Did anyone come up with a name? Did I look at everyone? Yeah, it is kind of fun when the train shows up. Oh, that's right. Chief's going to Disneyland in April. Good job, Chief. Sugar, spice, everything nice. Oh, you know, we're gonna have some popcorn too. All right, so we're gonna make a variant of the. Are you still banned over there? We're gonna make a variant of the old fashioned. I don't honestly know what bitters is. All I know is that, let's look up bitters. Let's see what bitters is. I mean, I just have it in a bottle that says like Angostura bitters or something like that. I don't know. It starts with an A. So let's see what's in bitters. Oh, here we go. What exactly is in bitters? Bitters are neutral alcohol infused with herbs, spices, fruits, roots, tree bark, and other botanicals. Common ingredients in bitters include orange peel, gentian root, cassia bark, cascarilla, and cinchona bark. I don't know if I'm saying any of those right. So it's herbal infused, basically herbal infused alcohol. So yeah, interesting. So let's see what curacao, however you say that. Blue curacao. Curacao is a liqueur flavored with the dried peel of the bitter orange Laraja, a citrus fruit grown on the Dutch island of Curacao. Curacao can be sold in numerous forms, although the most common are the orange-hued dry curacao, and blue curacao, which is dyed bright blue. Yeah, so there's just a whole bunch of dye in that. We had a buddy over for season 1 of Mandalorian, and Amber made, I didn't make. Oh, Izzo's wife made a gluten-free R2D2 cake because we had, for some reason, we've got this R2D2 cake pan. I think we got it from my grandparents years ago, and that thing has still survived. It's made 3 or 4 cakes, and it's over the last couple of decades. And you know, you use enough blue food dye, and your restroom breaks are interesting for a couple of days. So what are we doing? All right, so we don't want to make. We want to be able to taste the blue curacao. So I think we'll go with one of the lighter bourbons. We might even do that Brothers in Bond again, because that's a lower proof. Let me look at what else we got. Yeah, I think we'll do that to start out. Oh, are you out of here, Tab? Good night. Oh no, you're saying good night to Peaches. Okay, good night, Peaches. You're very welcome. Yeah, isn't that neat? The things that they'll put in alcohol. Alright, so I think we'll do the mixing this thing again. Well, the last time I did that I made way too much and then I couldn't leave for a while. So never mind. We'll just put it in the rocks glass and I'll find something to use as a stirrer. Alright, so we'll go back with the Brothers in Bond. Did I read this last time? I don't even know. I don't think I sampled this on the air until today, and I didn't read it earlier. Our brotherhood has led us right here, with all of you. Honoring the distilling traditions of classic American bourbon, we carefully selected a 4-grain mash bill of corn, rye, wheat, and barley. Our spirit is then skillfully cut into perfectly charred virgin white oak barrels, aged slowly and well, creating the flavors and aromas that make our bourbon a perfectly balanced expression. Life is about experiences. We crafted this hand-selected bourbon in hopes that it may strengthen bonds both old and new. Reminisce, share, and enjoy all that it has to offer. Cheers, Ian and Paul. And I think one of these guys is a celebrity. I don't know what he was in. All right, but we'll try. We'll just put it in a rocks glass this time. Putting a little bit of that. Since it's a lighter proof, I won't put in very much water when the time for water comes. The R2D2. Yeah, okay, you got it. Yeah, I was being confusing, Amy. Tabitha is still here, going strong. All right, so we'll put the blue curacao in there. On a funny note, I had an opportunity to go do volunteer work for 3 months. Ooh, I like how it's like split. It's kind of fun. I had an opportunity to go do some volunteer work installing windows in Curacao, and we weren't sure about our health and going to working for 3 months. So we didn't answer very quickly, and by the time we answered, the position had been filled. Blue milk. Nope. I know, you can't. And, let's see. So what else do I got? Well, we're going to put some water in it. And I'm sure the tap water here is fine, but we'll just do some purified drinking water from somewhere. From Target, apparently. We'll just put a little dash. Like I said, we won't put much in there because the Brothers in Bond is only an 80 proof. All right, so what else? What else goes in an old fashioned? Should have muddled some sugar in first. Oh well. Is there even any sugar in here? Pour some sugar on me. There's a little bit of something in there. Very little bit of something. And it's not a cube, so I guess we don't even have to muddle it because it's in powder form anyway. You know what I think is very important right now, though, is that we start some microwave popcorn. Pretty sure the popcorn button is the only thing I use on this microwave. Alright, so let's mix this thing up. I got nothing to garnish it with. got nothing to stir it with anyway. There's got to be something in here. Well, I guess I got to add some sort of stir to it, to my list of things to buy. Not like I need to worry about you guys being grossed out, so we'll just stir it with a mechanical pencil. So with the amber colored bourbon, it's kind of turned green. So that's kind of fun. Nice. Popcorn. It's the breakfast of champions. Yeah, what did I get? I got, this time I got splurged on extreme butter. Alright. Really doesn't smell like anything. I almost feel like everything's canceling each other out. You know, I see a little bit of sugar still on the bottom. We'll stir it up for a little bit more. Not that that'll make a huge difference, I imagine. Yeah, there you go. That's fine. So, well, that's good to remember. Yeah, if you ever want a green drink, mixing the bourbon and the blue curacao. It's not that far off from an old-fashioned with the orange and the curacao. It's not that far off. I wouldn't say it's a good old-fashioned, but it kind of gets all those notes. So whenever I make something like this, where it's like a trashy version of something, I will usually name it the East Lake whatever. My house that I owned was in East Lake. In our area, East Lake has kind of a reputation for, you know, that kind of situation. So so anything I make that's I'll give you a fancy example. So I learned how to make pasta carbonara, and so one time I decided to try to make East Lake carbonara. So what I did is I took the cheese from a packet of mac and cheese and mixed it with the egg yolk, and then cooked the mac and cheese, the Kraft Dinner, and I cooked it with hot dogs in it. So we did hot dogs instead of pancetta, and it was actually delicious. So we had the hot dogs instead of the pancetta. We had the cheese powder instead of any real cheese. We had the egg yolks in there, and it actually was quite delicious. But it was East Lake carbonara. It was like a knockoff of the real thing. I made an East Lake mule once. And, you know, normally you'd get a nice ginger beer, and some nice vodka, or some nice bourbon, or some nice whatever. There's different mules. So I made all I had on hand was some ginger ale and some lime juice, like, you know, not a fresh lime, just like the bottle of lime juice, the lime extract, and then I think I had some nasty Kamchatka vodka, you know, something you'd get, not even need to go to a liquor store to get, and so that was my East Lake Mule. So those are the kind of things I make. So this will be my East Lake Old Fashioned. Is it uncomfortable watching me eat and drink while we talk? I'll try not to open my mouth too wide. So what I'm hoping for next week, like I say, I don't care if I start out the work week here in Cleveland, but by Monday evening I want to be checked into the hotel doing the tour with you. Chief, that sounds like a problem. Oh, cool. That's a good way to think of it. Well, and you know what? I mean, and I hope it happens before the summer, but I'm hoping that I'll eventually have a cute little bar in here, and I want to, like, use some routers and make a neat Izzo's Place sign out of wood hanging on the wall behind me. Then it'll really feel like something, like we're hanging out somewhere. That's all right, Chief. At least you're honest with yourself. What else? Yeah, so on Wednesday is 2 weeks with the baby bourbon barrel. So every 7 days, it's basically a month of aging in a real barrel. And I mean, a real distillery master probably wouldn't be tasting it like wouldn't be tasting it every month. I don't know, maybe they do. But oh, funny. That's cool. And but I'm gonna taste it every Wednesday until we have gone 80 days, and then that'll be the final review. But well, I just wanna taste it. So this last time that I was trying it, I could still taste the watershed. Definitely not a fan of the watershed. The Castle and Key was okay. It was just a little young and boring. Um, so I'm hoping that mixing the two together and then aging them in the barrel, I'm hoping it makes something neat. And then once we've done that for 80 days, which is supposed to equal a year, and by coincidence, 80 days is like the same week that May the 4th happens. So we're gonna do a Star Wars live stream. Try the baby bourbon barrel something. I'll have to find an outfit or something, or at least wear my Grogu sweater. But so after 80 days, it's supposed to be the equivalent to a year in a real barrel. Yeah, that's true. And do 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 do. So we'll try it after it's aged a year, and we'll see what's changed about it. And if I can still if I still don't like the taste of the watershed in there, then I'll probably order another barrel and turn that into my infinity barrel, because I don't want to be forever tasting that watershed in my infinity barrel. So I might buy a second barrel and turn that into my infinity barrel. Oh, is Colleen here? We are still going. So we finished the staining. You know what? Maybe I'll walk over and show you the staining we did, Colleen. And we are still going. Colleen, send me an Izzo, or send me an email. heyizzo@yahoo.com. Because you didn't try for any of the merch, but I'll probably have enough pieces of merch for you and the Tomorrowland Traveler. Get some people that didn't try for any, but probably deserve it for the support you've given me. So there's some of the stuff we stained today. Those pieces over there also. A piece on that back wall. We had about, what did I say? I think we had 12 pieces to stain. So we didn't do a ton of work. But I also don't want to exhaust myself. We're still going. If I felt a little better, I would go till midnight or later. Easy. 1 or 2 in the morning. Oh, I'm just a workaholic. Like, that actually is fun for me. Like, to just do that. Oh yeah, and Colleen, we made so we put blue curacao in with some bourbon to make this weird green old fashioned. Well, it's not that I'm not feeling well. I'm just, I have a better understanding of my limitations, and I hate it. Well, what are you gonna do? You gotta just do what your body says. Oh, I don't know if I did go to the doctor, but it was more like just a meet and greet. I know some people. I know I talked about this on another live stream. So I did go to the doctor. It was more like a meet and greet. Told her my history, which fortunately I've been very healthy. I've been very fortunate and very healthy in my life. So gave her my history, which wasn't much. My blood pressure was a little bit high. That was the night where I only slept for 4 hours and was feeling the effects as I drove for the first time in my life. So I think my blood pressure was probably high because of, one, it's the first time I saw a doctor in 10 years, and two, the lack of sleep. So I gotta go get a blood draw and get some blood work done. But I turn 45 in a couple weeks, or next week actually, and I guess 45 is the new recommended age to screen for colon cancer. So, yay, that's gonna happen soon. Should I live stream it? Sorry, no, I won't. I promise. Hopefully I'll be asleep for the procedure. I don't know if they twilight you on that, or if they Put you out. If they give you a choice, I'll ask to be put out. I'm gonna put that in Pete's live stream ideas. Colonoscopy. Oh, it'd be terrible. It'd be terrible. So 1 year, heyizzo@yahoo.com. Sorry, I probably mumbled it. It's the green old fashioned, or the East Lake old fashioned, or the St. Patty's old fashioned, as Stephen Noon dubbed it. But it's kind of fun. I didn't realize it would turn green. It's kind of fun. So far I've got some shirts, I've got some hats. Some of the stuff's already spoken for, so don't. Cool, awesome. Some of the stuff's already spoken for. I did get a bunch of drinkware. I did buy, just for me personally, I bought a flask that's with the Izzo's Place logo on it, so that's mine. But I got some random drinkware I'm going to send out. I got some hats, got some shirts. Colleen, I'll let you know what's left. I got some sunglasses, actually, that just say Izzo's Place on the side. And the what do you call it? This part of the glasses, whatever it's called. I can't even remember. Like, got my eyes fixed, so I don't have to wear them anymore. So I can't remember what that part's called. But those are made out of wood, so seemed fitting and appropriate. I did get a couple of tape measures. I don't know what the quality of the tape measure is, but it'll have a big old eye on the side of it. Okay, so next week. So I did start talking about that. So I don't, like I said, I don't care if I start out in Cleveland, if I start the day out in Cleveland. Well, no matter what, I'm starting the day out in Cleveland. But I don't care if I work most of the day here to finish up stuff. But I definitely want to be loaded up and down and checked into my hotel Monday night. So we'll do a hotel tour. I think it's just like a Hilton Express. It's nothing super fancy. But we'll do a hotel tour next Monday. So Tuesday. So what's there is a bunch of pre-made metal shelves, and in between the shelves is drywall, and they want me to wrap everything in the stained oak. So at home, Izzo's wife is working on staining and finishing moldings for me. I'm working on the bulk of the plywood here, which is the bigger portion of the job. So Tuesday, I probably won't start anything Monday. Monday I just want to get everything finished, loaded, get down to Columbus. Tuesday, I want to do any prep work I need. So by prep work, what I'm going to do is put in blocking wherever I need, so I got somewhere to attach the plywood to, because a lot of the shelving is metal. So I'm going to have to put in a bunch of blocking, so that way I have something that I can nail the plywood into. So if that's the only thing I do on Tuesday, that's fine. Then on Wednesday, I want to go through and start trimming out. I want to try to get all the way around. It's kind of like a weird bean-shaped circular location at the moment, at least where the shelves are. So I want to go through and I want to get all the plywood on, and then that's Wednesday. And then Thursday, I want to go through and try to get, I don't know if I can get all the molding on in one day, but I'm going to try to get all the molding on in one day. And then on Friday, I want to do finishing touches, hang the drawer fronts, hang the mirror. There's a mirror there. There's a mirror existing there right now, and it's kind of neat. It's on a hinge. It's a big mirror door, so it opens up, but it's real modern looking. It's not the look they're going for, so I'm building a wooden oak frame that I can kind of hang on the mirror. So Friday, hang the mirror, hang all the drawer fronts, and do whatever touch-ups I need to do. Those are all skills you need. What's the arm? Did I miss something? And then, maybe I should talk with my hand for the rest of the stream. That will get the viewers in, right? Sorry about that. So that's what I'm hoping for, and I know that there's going to be stuff. I know I'll have at least one more trip down there. But when is like Mother's Day? They want oh, thank you. They want, my wife keeps a picture of me when I was 22 in her wallet, and I probably had 3% body fat. Man, it was hot. Oh well, that's all right. Fat now. More of me to love, right? But I used to, like, the last couple of years of high school, I took weight training like 3 out of 4 semesters. I used to be like really into it. for some reason. And then my weightlifting partner was a football player, huge football player, and he had torn something. I don't remember what. So he walked with a permanent limp, and he couldn't play football anymore. But he was my weightlifting partner, and so he's like making me bench things that he benches. He's like, I can do this. Why can't you? I'm like, oh God, James, please don't kill me. And that was fun, but I did get really strong. That was fun. Ooh, that was a fun day. I think my metabolism died when I was about 29 years old. I started growing this thing that I have here. I really should exercise. May 14th. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that their goal is May 14th, which is awesome for me because they're used to me. Well, and it's also the timing of it. On the other stores, they asked me when I already had like jobs set up, and so I was like doing jobs during the day and then working on their stuff at night as best I could with my current energy level. And so they're used to me like last minute kind of pushing the grand opening date back a little bit because of me. So this time their mind is kind of blown. They actually had to delay me a week because I was planning on starting today, and they changed that fortunately, so that way I got to sleep a bit this week. But so yeah, so they want it done for Mother's Day. So we're gonna be way ahead of schedule for that. So even if I have to go back like at the end of March, early April, do some touch ups or do some finishing things, we're way ahead of the curve. So that'll be sweet. That'll be nice for a change. And it's really funny. So as much gain as I weigh, I mean, look at that arm. That's skinny arm. Skinny arm. It's funny. All my weight is right here and in the belly. Like I got no butt. My legs aren't any bigger. My arms aren't any bigger. My waist is barely bigger. I just got this stupid belly hanging out, and then the double chin floating around here. So it's really interesting. I really should do something about it at some point. It's rare for me to be ahead too, so that's a nice feeling. And then I've got a kitchen that's ordered. Those cabinets will come in on the 21st, I believe, 22nd, somewhere around there. But usually, Ward Trucking messes with me. I probably won't get it the 23rd or 24th because they don't know how to call ahead. And so that'll delay it. I beg them to call ahead. I put it on all the invoices and receipts. I'm like, call ahead. I'm not normally an ahead kind of person, unfortunately. So I got a fun cooking project coming up. So the only thing that Jehovah's Witnesses really celebrate during the year is we celebrate death of Jesus Christ, and that happens right around Passover, Easter. So just for fun this year, I want to do a Passover themed meal. I want to actually make a roasted lamb and do the bitter greens, but I'll look and see what the Israelites did. I don't want to make it real bitter and boring. I'm gonna make it taste like a little nicer than it probably was for them. But just for fun, right around Passover time, I'm gonna do like a lamb vegetable project. That'll be fun. So I'll try to remember to record it. Drink it with some what do you call it? Unfortified wine, which technically a Chianti is good for a Passover wine. So and I love a Chianti. The 19% Italian in me loves the Chianti. Ooh. I don't know. Ben-Hur. I love anything with Charlton Heston. He was great. Planet of the Apes. Ben-Hur. Ten Commandments. What a crazy man. What else? Oh, Soylent Green. Oh. Sometimes it feels like we're close to that movie, doesn't it? And then sometime this summer, I'm going to roast a pig. Now, I haven't decided. I got to do the research on it. I'll have to go back and listen to the score. I never paid attention to that score. The Ten Commandments score I know pretty well, but I'll have to go back and listen to that score. It's funny, sometimes you'll watch a movie just based on the score. Like I didn't watch Out of Africa until I heard the score, and I loved the score so much I had to go back and watch the movie. Oh, something that's very interesting. So over the years, there's been a bunch of remakes of Metropolis, the old I think it's like the first silent sci-fi movie, like way back in the day, and um, like in the last 10 years or so, they had done a remake where they found the like the original orchestra notes for Metropolis, and that allowed them to put the movie back closer to the original order than it ever had been, and that was amazing. That was simply amazing. Yeah, so good, so good. So that was neat, and that's funny. Like sometimes I'm like that with music. Sometimes music, and it doesn't even have to be the subject matter. Like sometimes even chords will bring tears to my eyes. It just depends on my mood and how it goes. So there was a fella on YouTube that I liked. Oh, I didn't know that, but that makes sense. So there's a fellow on YouTube that I follow. I actually was even in his Patreon, and a lot of YouTubers will give up. Like some of the brainier YouTubers will just give up because it takes so much for them to make their content, and then these guys that are doing stuff that involves music, a lot of times it's copyright striked anyway, and they can't even monetize stuff. So some of those guys will give up after a while. So there was this fella. What was his name? I don't know what his real name was. His YouTube name was Listening In, and he did fabulous musical essays on stuff. I highly recommend you going and watching all of his videos. And some of it was pop music, some of it was orchestra, some of it was classical, some of it was movies. Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that. Soylent Green is great. I love that movie. I would almost want them to remake it, but I know they just ruined it. So may as well just go back and watch the Charlton Heston one. Um, but he does these awesome musical essays. Okay, cool. Yeah, Listening In. So he doesn't make videos anymore. He gave up, and it was too stressful for him to try to appease the algorithm. Oops. But he did one, my favorite one that he did actually, and he's got some Jurassic Park. He's got some. Come on, John Williams. He's got some John Williams one. He's got some Lord of the Rings one. They're all very good. But my favorite is his analysis of Interstellar by Hans Zimmer, and after I watched it, the next time I watched Interstellar, when it gets to a certain point in the video and it hits like a high C note, I actually started crying just cause of that note. It was crazy. So that's a neat video. He's not making new stuff, but he's worth checking out, Listening In. You'll find something you like there. The Jurassic Park stuff is good. The Lord of the Rings stuff is good. Like his interesting takes on, or his analysis of James Horner's takes on the music of the story. That was part of the bummer of the Avatar movie. Is the that original composer, and who was that? Was that Horner? That might have been Horner. Um, like the work that the composer put into that first Avatar movie. Guido, hey Guido, how you doing, man? Hopefully your merch should be here soon. Um, the So the composer for the second Avatar movie just didn't have a chance. Like just basically, dude, you better just try to copy the score of the first movie because unfortunately that guy was a genius and he's dead now. Yeah, he is my favorite. I almost feel like Michael Giacchino is trying to become the next generation's. Well, there's been like John Williams is 90. He's been there for plenty of generations, but I feel like Michael Giacchino is trying to get in there and do some stuff. Yes, he did, and Braveheart, I think, and tons of other stuff. Um, but yeah, it's neat. Like seeing interviews with him on various YouTube videos is very enlightening, and very fun to watch. Who else is good? Silvestri's good. Was Silvestri Back to the Future? Alan Silvestri. And then various people have done the Star Trek movies over the years. Yeah, Titanic's a great score. Absolutely. Well, and it's neat. Like sometimes until you watch an interview with the composer, or you watch one of these music analyses, um, it's fascinating what goes through their mind when they're composing these things. Yeah. What else? Did he do Somewhere in Time as well? That is a great movie if you've never seen that, Chief. It's got Christopher Reeve in it. Ooh, something neat. And I don't know. I don't think they have it on Disney Plus. But if you get a Blu-ray of some of the Tim Burton movies, and I think maybe Big Fish is one, but Edward Scissorhands is definitely another. Or you know what? I think it was Edward Scissorhands and Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Um, but in the commentary list in the extras on the DVD, there's a there's there's a composer documentary commentary, and they take out everything but the score of Edward Scissorhands or the original Pee Wee Herman. They take out all the words. All you hear is the score, and you hear Danny Elfman talking about how he wrote it and what was going on and different stories. Those are neat if you could ever find things like that. John Powell. Oops. Oh. I might have put someone in timeout by accident. I hope I didn't. I don't think I did. What did John Powell do? Tell me. Yeah, musicians can be crazy. All artists can be a little crazy. Some of the neatest of those musical essays that listening in guy does is some people see colors when they hear music, and talking about older composers and the way color affected their music. Sorry, I'm gonna cough in a second. Woo! Sorry about that. I figured I wouldn't cough in your face. Walk off camera for it. But sometimes people have. I hesitate to use the word condition. In a way, it can be a gift. In a way, it can be a curse. But some people like see colors when they hear music, or that's how they think about the music. Oh, that's cool. Oh, good. Oh, that's right. Colleen's the moderator. And it's neat. And it's neat how sometimes skills we have will balance out other things. So like Izzo's little brother, he's 23 years younger than me, if you can believe that. He is colorblind, like you wouldn't believe. And yes, that's it. He's got several. I don't know if I can say that word even if I see it. He's got several videos on. Yeah, I can't say it. I'm not even gonna try. But anyway, my little brother, Izzo's brother, he's as colorblind as get out, but he has perfect pitch. He can pick up a woodwind or a brass instrument, even if he's never played it before, and in about 10 minutes be able to like start playing recognizable stuff because he's just got that perfect ear. Like he'll listen to things, and he'll listen to recordings, and he'll tell me like, "Oh man, listen to that. That's flat in that recording. I can't believe they let that get through on the recording," and stuff like that. So it's neat how different senses and different qualities sometimes balance each other out. So the poor kid can't see nothing but reds and blue, or blues and reds and browns, something like that. But he can hear music a little bit different than you and me. Mm-hmm. And me, I've got hair growing talent apparently. I don't know what that's making up for, but what else? So it was real nice of Pete McDivitt. He mentions me on his Friday shows now, which is fine. I'm like in his little group of people that he wants to get to 1,000, and I really appreciate that of him. But the people that watch on Friday nights is like a Disney centric people, so I almost wish he had picked Tomorrowland Traveler instead, because I think T Cube would get a little more headway with that. So then, do I try to make a Disney video to try to attract those people? I don't know. I probably have some miscellaneous photos and pictures I could show. I could re-upload my slow motion Splash Mountain plunge to this channel, but doesn't that feel a little like selling out? It feels a little like selling out. Now, if I come up with new Disney content, I'll be happy with that. Maybe go do a La Cava. Yes, do that. Well, you want that just because it's Splash Mountain Chief, but yeah, I'll put that on for you. I'll put that on later tonight. But Does it feel like cheating? Maybe a little bit, but who knows? I just hope that they do Tiana. I hope they do the Tiana ride well. I mean, there's not much they can change about the ride. The ride can still be fun. And then, Chief, you can like watch a YouTube video. You can watch a YouTube video while you ride Tiana, and you can watch Splash. You can hold your phone up on your eyes. Sadly enough, I'm not super fan of the Buzz Lightyear ride, so I'll actually watch Dream Flight while I ride that ride, just for fun, just to be a turd. I don't think so either. I mean, it's a flume ride. It should be fun. I just hope they do the character justice, you know. Make it neat. Like, Splash, when they opened it, was amazing. The animatronics, my goodness, the storytelling behind it was amazing. So hopefully they'll make the next one just as amazing. Dream Flight's one of those rides I'll put, like, to be honest with you, sometimes I almost miss it as much as Horizon. That one was one I really loved as a kid. Something about that French scene, like the French music through that French scene. I think just because I'm an old fart, Guido. I just because I'm an old fart. I think if it was my first ride in that location, but I'm old enough. Oh, you got the high score on it. That's pretty sweet. I've never been able to do that. The only thing I got to say about Frozen is at least they lengthen the ride. Like usually with a refurb, they'll shorten something to make it, but they actually lengthened that ride. So I was kind of proud of them for that. So I understand why they did it. You know, it does drag the people. It does drag all the little princesses in. That's cool, Guido. I'm glad you got the high score on that. And so I've seen. So that's the third ride I've seen there. I'm an old fart enough that I definitely remember Dream Flight, and I can remember it once riding If You Had Wings. So that's my third ride through that ride. Well, we're all a little bit selfish, Chief. We're humans. Nice. So what was like the highest score? Like all nines? I've never been good at shooting the stuff. Even in what's the other one? What's the one on Hollywood Studios? Midway Mania. Even on that, I don't get great with the. That was a cool ride. When I watch a replay of Alien Encounter, I can if I got earbuds in, I almost can like feel the air on my neck when that scene comes up. Sweet, that's awesome, Guido. How'd you do that? What's your secret? Guido stays up late with me. 10:44. We're not going to midnight this time, though, Guido. Sorry. Oh, YouTube Nights. I'll have to do that, too. Yeah, they turned the lights off. There was two different versions. So there's the old Alien Encounter, and that was a little more freaky. And then they upgraded it to Stitch. And I actually like Stitch. Like, I liked Alien Encounter better, but I liked the Stitch ride, too. Yeah, it was a little freaky. It's a little freaky. Like, so the Stitch one got humorous. You know, but yeah, that original one, they like blow the air in your neck, or I think there might have even been like a little hose that comes out and like licks you. Whoa, yeah, that was some freaky stuff. And I remember the old Mission to Mars. I don't think I'm old enough that I remember Flight to the Moon, but I remember Mission to Mars. Or maybe Disney World was always Mission to Mars. Maybe Flight to the Moon was only in Disneyland. It was. Was it fun? Sure, but honestly, like Mission Space is probably a better ride than Mission to Mars. Mission to Mars has some huge. I know, and that animatronic for Stitch was incredible. Timekeeper was good. I enjoyed Timekeeper, but that was like a. Are there any of those circle visions left? Probably just Canada and China. Like I think people are getting tired of the circle vision. Don't sit on the rails. They're not meant to hold you or the weight of your children. All right, Tab, thank you so much for being here. It was a bit dated, yeah. Tab, thank you for being here. Tab, I'm getting you something besides just stickers. I'm going to pick something random and give it to you from the merch. Tab just wanted stickers. We're going to give her something else. I should probably give something to Steve at noon, too. So was it neat? Yes, at the time it was neat. In like the early 80s, mid 80s, it was neat. But I don't think the nostalgia, like, you can still go into Carousel of Progress and you feel this nostalgia and you can enjoy it. I don't think anyone would be enjoying Mission to Mars right now. I mean, really, kind of in a way, Mission Space is like the spiritual successor to Mission to Mars. Yeah, what did they put instead of Mr. Toad? Did they just change it with like a meet and greet? That's the only disappointing part. I like, if they're gonna get rid of a ride, like, make the next thing better. That's the only thing I wish they would do more often. You still could, Guido. You can go out to Disneyland, California, and do it. Pooh replaced Toad. See, as good as Toad was, I do enjoy Pooh, but I'm a fan of Pooh. I mean, I've heard that that's the worst of the Pooh rides. I would like to try. Excuse me. I would like to try some of the other Pooh rides. I guess I'm all about the Pooh here for a little bit. Who's your favorite Winnie the Pooh character, everyone? I'm definitely a Tigger kind of guy. I enjoyed Pooh, I know. I was waiting for somebody to say it. Yeah, me and Chief are on Tigger there. I do enjoy how oblivious Owl is sometimes, though. Oh, and Eeyore. Eeyore's wonderful. There was a episode of Pinky and the Brain. It was like a Winnie the Pooh parody, and that was wonderful. Piglet, nice. Cool. I like me some Piglet, too. I think the only one I don't enjoy is Rabbit. He's just a little neurotic for me. Sometimes we identify more with Eeyore. We want to be Tigger, but we identify with Eeyore. Thanks for noticing me. He does. Maybe it hits a little too close to home. Maybe that's why I don't enjoy Rabbit. Well, and you'd think, so I don't have like the obsessively neat OCD. I've got like stupid OCD. Like things like I have to finish this video game before I go to bed. Something retarded like that. Like sometimes I wish I had like the neat freak OCD. Do you know what the shop would look like if I had that kind of OCD? It'd be wonderful. I'd be able to find all my tools. I could stop buying extra caulk guns and channel locks. I had to buy another pair of channel locks today because I didn't have any on the van. So stupid. Yeah, my OCD is more like a completionist kind of thing. Like I gotta finish stuff, but I don't have to put anything away. But after 22 years, the wife has trained me where I'm basically only messy here at the shop and in my van. Extra what? Sorry. We had a Snow White ride, didn't we? That's the one that was replaced with a Princess Meet and Greet, wasn't it? Oh, extra tool. It really isn't. And if it was organized, it would be good. Like if I had like a dedicated one here in the shop, dedicated one in the van, if I would remember to keep those where they're supposed to be, then it would be good. I wouldn't mind having a caulk gun and a wrench in every toolbox, just as long as they were actually in the toolbox and I had the toolbox with me. That was fun. I liked Snow White Scary Adventures. That was weird. You got killed at the end of Snow White. You got killed at the end of Mr. Toad. What a dark fantasy world we had. Yeah, mine train is the expanded. That is nice it is nice that so that was kind of their first coaster that was also sort of a dark ride, huh? Who's been on Guardians? Did you like Guardians? Guardians made me a little ill. I'm gonna have to take some Dramamine before I go on it next. Or not drink tequila on an empty stomach before I go on it. That might have helped too. The food wasn't great, but the inside of Be Our Guest was neat. Nice. What song did you get, Guido? I went during the holidays, so I got the Christmas song, which I didn't enjoy. What I would love... Let's see, which song would I want? I think either September or Iran would be my favorites. It was on the edge of my motion sickness. Oh, okay, gotcha. So wasn't a super fan of that. I thought, I mean, even if they had gotten a more traditional Christmas song, I thought the one that they wrote for it was a little weird. But oh cool. Oh, one way or another. Yeah, that would be cool too. Yeah, I think Iran um or September. I think would be my most favorable songs. But yeah, definitely taking a Dramamine before I do it next, and then I think I'll enjoy it a little bit more. It was just on the edge. I didn't feel dizzy. I didn't feel like I needed to go find somewhere to relieve myself after. But it definitely, like, while I was riding it, I was kind of like holding on, like focusing on things, making sure. And so because of that, I couldn't enjoy the ride the way it was meant to be. Oh, that would be a good one too. Yeah, everyone wants to rule the world. That would be incredible. So Stephen Noon was trying to get me. I wish they would do something. I wish they had done something with the dinosaur. I think that's. I can understand them losing universe of energy. You know, some people consider it a snooze fest. I enjoyed it, but they should have done something with the dinosaurs. Either incorporated into the Guardians ride, or what they really should have done is they should have stuck it in the Magic Kingdom while the train was closed anyway. Stick it in the Magic Kingdom, make a diorama like Disneyland has. Oh, cool, excellent. Um, yeah, I think losing the dinos was a waste. I hope they pop up somewhere. I do like those old songs. I know. Like having Ellen and Bill Nye join made it a little more exciting for people. Um, I still kind of like the original one. It was boring, as boring as it might be. Those huge mirrors at the end and the songs. I do like the songs of old Epcot. Listen to those anytime. Guido, did you get to ride Runaway Railway, Runamuck Railway, whatever it is? I haven't been on it yet. They started. That was the plan before COVID hit. Thanks, COVID. That poor ride. That well, and American Adventure's been refurbished, I believe. So I haven't been in it since it's been refurbished. But poor thought it was okay. Okay, I need to go on it sometime. I haven't been on it yet. But what were we talking about? Spaceship Earth. It's supposed to. I think COVID shut that down. But really, like that and American Adventure to me smells like I'm in a machine shop. All I smell is oil, and you hear the track. Like they really need to do something about it before it gets too late and they have to shut it down for a long time. Because what it seems like, what it seems like, the Disney executives have done for a bit is they're not putting enough into maintenance. And I've heard Pete talk about it. Like construction guys know this. Like there's a huge cost in building something. There's a huge cost in the main remodel. And in between, if you do maintenance on something, on your house, on a ride, on a car, if you do maintenance in the middle, it stretches out the distance between those two huge costs. So by them neglecting maintenance, they're making it where they're going to have to put more money into fixing things than they should. Yeah, and I mean, it smells like a machine shop in Spaceship Earth, and it did in American Adventure too. I don't know if they've fixed that since then, and they really need to close it down. Even if they don't change it, they need to close it down, fix that ride track before it becomes something that's too expensive. Can you imagine if we suddenly didn't have a ride in that ball? That's like iconic, and it's easy to lose sight of how good maintenance is. Like you got to do the maintenance to keep your product going. Otherwise you spend so much money. Yeah, if that ride breaks down and they can't afford the cost of fixing it, what are we gonna get? We're gonna get a movie theater in there. We'll do Moana sing along. Can you imagine? I can't even imagine if they did that. And that's the thing, yeah. If you do the maintenance, I mean, even with the terrible sometimes maintenance that they do, I mean, how long has that Figment ride lasted? This lasted a long time. Oh, good. That's good to hear. Cause yeah, like and that was and I'm when I'm there with Izzo's wife, she's not a huge Disney fan. She would prefer a place like Cedar Point with the thrills. But yeah, we're sitting in there, and the American Adventure show starts, and she's like, "What? Am I my dad's machine shop? What's going on here?" I'm like, "Well, it's old. They need to fix it." I was a little sad when I rode Splash for the last time. I was gonna ride it 2 or 3 times, and it was in such bad repair. I just rode it once and went to the People Mover. I'm like, "Yep, yep, I'm done with this ride till they fix it." I was slightly hoping that a log would sink with me in it. That would have been an unforgettable experience. It's real funny. Like I know rides go down for evacuation a lot. I've never been evacuated off a ride. I'm not granted. I'm not a local. I'm not there all the time. Like when I was a kid, it seemed like we were there all the time. I've probably gone to Walt Disney World like 15, 16 times in my lifetime. Um, but yeah, I've never been evacuated off a ride. And I know they talked about like the original Journey to Imagination that carousel was a pain. I mean, like I said, granted, it seemed like I was there more than I really was, but I was never down whenever I was down there. Never had an issue. It was amazing. I won't lie. Well, as long as that turntable was working, and apparently it was working anytime I was there. Oh wow. Yep. That would be fun to get stuck on the drop on the incline. At least some of them we've got recorded, which is kind of cool. That's fun watching like retro WDW, like because people donate old films to them. I know. I know my dad's got some beta camcorder material. I need to get that and see if any of it's good. I was I wasn't for super long. You hear some horror stories. I was stuck on Small World once for a good half hour. It's a small world after all. That can get to you. Yeah, they just stuck a wheelchair in It's a Small World. That's nice. Oh, okay. It was bad, huh? Where were you stuck at? Well, and it's funny, like, as a kid, didn't appreciate World Showcase for what it is. And, well, and until recently, I didn't really have the expendable income to enjoy World Showcase like I can now. So, like, being able to drink around the world is fun, if you're, as long as you're being careful. Nice, yeah. That's cool. And it's so funny. My dad he's like, "Oh, you want these old tapes?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want the old tapes." He's like, "I don't know how much family stuff there is in there." He's like, "I taped a lot of rides for some reason." I'm like, "Oh, that's what I want." Like, I don't care about the family. I know you people. I love you people. Yeah, can't ever have a trip without. Well, technically, okay. So technically, when I ran in there to see Splash, that trip, I technically didn't do Tiki or Country Bears. But yeah, if I'm doing a normal trip, um, yeah, Tiki and Bears got to be done. Tiki Bears, Carousel of Progress. I know somewhere on our tapes, my little sister. So I'm 45. I'm 45 Monday. She's she's 11 years younger than me. She's 34. So there was one trip where um, she was scared of every character. The only one for some reason she liked was Gideon from Pinocchio. It was so funny. Living with the Land. Yep, that's a classic. If you can get it, I enjoy that. What is it? The Garden Grill, where you can like it turns and you can look down on the ride. That's fun. Oh wow. Yeah, that could be rough. That could be pretty rough. You'd think that they would be quicker, but hey, I don't know. I don't know logistics behind it. Yeah, briefly stuck on It's a Small World. Never been evacuated off of anything. So if you ever have, well, I spread it out over couple, over an hour a day over the course of a couple weeks. But Mesa Verde Times is a blog. It's by a guy named Dave Ensign, and he and his buddy Chief, I think his name was Chief. Um, After Horizons closed and then reopened because the other projects were taking too long, um, they actually started going into the ride Horizons and documenting everything, and that is a pretty fascinating blog to read. Um, and if you want a short version, there's been several. If they want a short version, there's been a video where someone kind of talked about their adventures, like based it on that blog. But probably a lot of the video and audio we have today and the photos we wouldn't have if those two psychos hadn't gone into the ride, like hung out and took pictures and recorded stuff. Obviously, nothing we recommend doing today. Horizons probably has the biggest following of people that have never ridden it that love it. Of all those old rides. So you're not alone, Chief. There's a lot of people that love that ride. If I wear, I've got a T-shirt, bought it off Teesprings or something like that, Redbubble. It's got the Horizons emblem on it, and it says, I think it says I can still smell the oranges or something like that. If I wear that to the park, random people, old and young, cast members will all come up and compliment the shirt. It's crazy. Actually, the first time, before I was even really watching them too much, the first time I met Tom and Jason was in line at Rise of the Resistance, and Tom's significant other that's never on the videos, she complimented the shirt. Jason obviously loved the shirt since he's an old Epcot boy. Yeah, Hoot and Chief were their nicknames. I think his buddy's name was Ed, but Hoot and Chief were their nicknames, Dave and Ed. Shelly, thanks for hanging out. So good to see you. Shelly, I can't remember. Are you the one? You might need to tell me what you want for merch. It might be limited at this point, but I think Shelly, you might be one. Hey Izzo at yahoo.com if you're not the one. I can give Carney Crew members merch. I ordered some extras. I don't know how much extra I'll have. You might get a pint glass or something. Oh, good night, Colleen. Well, at least someone does, Chief. I'm here with you, Chief. And you've managed not to get banned by Pete, so... I won't ban you unless you get too out of hand. And then I'll just put you in timeout for a little bit. I won't ban you. Well, yeah, absolutely. It's that got that nostalgia factor. Okay, cool. Thanks, Shelly. I'll double check. I'll double check the emails before I send anything out, of course. Oh, I'm so sorry, Colleen. Go ahead. Listen to the soothe. Should I read something? Should I read something to Colleen? Let's find something to read. I'll go into my FM voice. Let's find something crazy. Prescription claims within this statement show submitted prescription claims and total costs covered by CareSource for this period. Adjusted claims may be reflected in this statement or may show an amount that is different than what was listed prior to the adjustment. The cost of... Well, sorry. Insurance. Haha, nice. So... yeah, everyone's asleep now. So, Izzo's wife... got a brown noise machine. So I don't... What the heck was that? or if that was a bug or something. I saw something weird in the shop. There should be nothing in here. Anyway, brown noise machine. So Izzo's wife got a brown noise machine. Says she's had the best sleep of her life the last few weeks. So as long as she doesn't turn it up too loud, because somehow if she's got the volume up too loud. So alright, so we're gonna back up. We're gonna back up a little bit. Alright, I can't talk. I can't tell people's names. Nah, it was at best it was some sort of bug. Could have even just been a piece of sawdust or lint falling off the ceiling. Anyway, so we went up to Peak and Peak a few weeks ago with the family. Some of the family snores. Some of the family's chest capacity is quite good, and the snoring is quite intense. So we had done 2 nights at home with the brown noise machine. Didn't bother me at all. Gave her some of the best sleep she's had. So I might even figure out which brown noise machine she bought. Maybe I'll even make a post. So that way if you guys have trouble sleeping, maybe this will help you. Because it helps her. And she has a terrible time sleeping. So, yeah, I could see that, Chief. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. So, brown noise machine. So she had, in order to drown out some of the snores that were going on our family outing, it was so loud that it kept me awake. So the brown noise kept me awake. Somehow, I was able to find different layers in it audibly. Almost like the difference between a white noise and a brown noise. I could almost hear like 2 different levels. It was crazy. Alright, so we've been going 157 minutes. Alright, so I've put one picture in Pete's Discord a long time ago. So, I have a plush that I sleep with, that I've had since I was a little boy. And, when we moved out of the house, when we moved into the rental place, like I said, I was kind of feelings of failure. Like, oh, I'm not a homeowner, I'm a renter. And that's not really. I'll put a link to the Discord in the description of this after it's done, so you can find it. It should just be Izzo's place. I don't know if you can search for it, but it should just be Izzo's place. Do you guys want to see the plush? I have one in the van. I'll finish the story, and then if you want to see the plush, I'll bring one in. So, I had this plush stuffed elephant. It's a Rustberry brand, and it's this little baby elephant. It's pink. I named it Francis for some reason. And when we moved out of our house and we moved we were renting. Oh man, she is good. Colleen is good, even when she's almost asleep. So when we moved out of the house, I was feeling these feelings of failure. I no longer feel them. I feel good about myself. But like when we first had to sell the house because we weren't really affording it, wanted to get out of it before we had it taken away from us. I was feeling these feelings of failure. We'd moved into this place, and our apartment wasn't even ready. Now the woman was very kind to us. She let us move into her part of the house. That made it even worse. Like now that we're in our own space, I feel a lot better. But so I was feeling these feelings, and this little stuffed elephant was just bringing me so much comfort. I was cuddling at night when I would go to sleep, and so I was talking to Izzo's wife, and I'm like, you know what? I mean, if I'm cuddling this thing again, this thing's 44 years old. It's gonna fall apart soon. And she found me one online. She found the exact one, bought it on eBay. So I had 2. So the thought was one's a backup, but they were so cute. So then I was cuddling 2 elephants, and then I was looking online, and I found out that these are little pink elephants. So then I found out that there were gray elephants, and then I found out there were gray elephants with bows, and then I found out that some of the elephants had music boxes in it. So long story short, over the last 3 years, I've purchased 33 of them, and I sleep with a bunch of them every night. So yeah, we're 200 minutes into this. So, Confessions with Izzo. Most people won't see this, but you lucky few get to hear about it. And you know what? We're almost done with the popcorn. Let's get some elephants to show you. And just for fun, like George Foreman, all his kids are some version of George. All of my elephants are named Francis, whether they're male or female. So let me go. Oh, cool. Thanks, Guido. I'll get in there and maybe I'll actually post something for a change. I'll go get some elephants. Stay right there. Alright, so these are two of my Francises. Oh, look at that face. Look how cute it is. And then here's another one. So these two have music boxes in them, but these two don't work. So eventually, and let's cover their ears. I don't want to hear them say it. Eventually, I'm going to cut them open, fix the music box, and then put it back together. But then they'll be happier after that. So my naming conventions, like I said, they're all named Francis, but they all have different middle names. So when there's a music box involved. Oh yeah. Oh no. It's not graphic. It's fine. It's good. You'll enjoy it. So so when a music box is involved, the name will usually have something to do with some sort of singer. So there was a singer in the 50s, I think, Connie Francis. So this is Francis Connie, And eventually, someday, I'll get her music box working. So this, oh, you're kidding? Oh, okay. It's a great movie. You'll enjoy it. But and then watch Planet of the Apes after. So this is Francis. So this is Sir Francis Drake, but it's also a pun. Drake, the singer, rapper, whatever he is. So this is Francis Drake. So they all have different kind of puns. And then my original boy, he's just Francis. Kind of like Mario. So I have Sir Francis Bacon. I'd have to look at my list. I got a whole bunch of them. There was an opera singer named Francis Alda, so one of the music boxes is Francis Aldra. Oh, one of the music boxes is Francis Sinatra. Got to do that. And one of them is Francis Black from the Pixies. So those are the music boxes. Sometimes when people close to me, if they go through things, sometimes they get a gift of an elephant. So there's about 10 that are out in Did I see the signs? Which signs? I did Planet Apes. I like Scary. Did you see Signs? Oh, Signs, yes. That was a great movie. That was very suspenseful. I like that. That was well done. Especially when they finally showed the alien. Like the way they did it. What else? So for whatever reason, and so Izzo's wife, after I started collecting these plushes, and they sort of have taken on different personalities. So Izzo's wife looked online to see if that was normal and if she should be worried. And apparently it's a thing. A lot of people have plush that they attribute personalities to. And, hey, man, there's worse things I could be addicted to. But yeah, I think I've purchased 33 of them online. Like I said, there's about 10 that are in foster homes. I'm pretty sure there's 2 foster homes. I'm pretty sure there's 2 with my sister in Mexico. I've got like 6 down in Florida. At the Naples house. So funny. These things that we get attached to and we attribute things to. Well, she just wanted to make sure I didn't need to get any professional help. But anyway, back to the noise. So what ends up happening, most nights, I'll grab 2 of them, and for some reason, with my acid reflux, my GERD that I get, so I take some pills to help it. But also, I found I can't sleep on my right side anymore. If I sleep on my left, no real issues. If I sleep on my right, somehow I'll have esophageal problems. So I'm always on my left. I'll usually stick one elephant on my ear, which helps just enough to get you through any weird random noises, and then the other one I'll kind of cuddle. Boy, the things you get to see on Izzo's stuff when we're 165 minutes into the stream. Ooh, I hope someone screenshotted that. Now that I've said the word screenshotted out loud, I will not be bringing the elephants back up into the screen. Whatever, you got to find your thing. Okay. That's good. That's good to know. I'll have to remember that if I'm having a bad night. Oh, that's true. You could back it up, even though, yeah, you do what you want. I'm fine with it. Alkaline? Okay, cool. You go ahead, Chief. I won't ban you, I promise. So, if you look at the picture from Pete's live stream of me, him, and Daniel. Good, Guido. Do it. Go ahead and out me. I don't care. I'm an unapologetic plush elephant lover. Actually, and actually, my main elephant, Francis, he's been online already. He's actually on Pete's website. You see him in the picture of me, Pete, and Daniel together. So it's kind of fun. Time's it. I should probably get getting going. We got some work done. We had a little something. I didn't make as much as the martini that one night, so I feel comfortable driving home. I don't feel like anything. I might wait a couple minutes anyway, just for fun. But we should probably wrap this up. Thanks for hanging with me. I really appreciate it. Colleen, I hope you're asleep. What else? Anything else? Any questions? You want to make fun of me anymore for elephant plush? I know you guys only would do it with love. That's how I make fun of people too, with love. Take care, Amy. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad Jared got to be here for a bit too, even if he had to go to bed. That boy gets up early. Alright, so I'll make sure after I log off, I'll repost the Splash Mountain plunge for Chief, and I'll make sure maybe on Thursday I'll repost the Beef Wellington video from the random channel, and then whenever I make curry chicken this week, I'll put some curry chicken up. Let's see. I can't remember. Did Chief want some karaoke? I probably won't. Maybe I don't know if I'll repost any of the karaoke from the random channel. Maybe I'll put something new up. I'll put some cats up for him or something. I'll find some cats up, some mustard. We'll do something like that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Whether you're doing homework or your children's homework, or you were looking up Soylent Green reviews, or you're trying to sleep now, or whatever Guido's doing. Guido's in the Discord. I'll have to go check it out. And but thanks for hanging out with me. We got a little bit of work done, but we did some hanging out. Wednesday, planning on doing some more. We'll do some finishing, and we'll make some drawer fronts out of the plywood. We'll do a little bit of each of those on Wednesday. We'll release a video on Thursday, and we'll do the recap on Friday. And then next week should be hopefully exciting. Hopefully it'll be in Columbus for the Monday planning session. We'll do a hotel tour, and then I'm going to. Thanks, Chief. You got it. And then I will time lapse myself throughout the week next week, showing you how we put that store together. Now I will check with the owners of the store. They may even want me to wait to post that until they're closer to opening, so that might not get posted right away, but at least we'll time lapse it, and on Friday I'll talk about the project. We'll talk about where we got and what we did, and what went right and what went wrong. We'll talk about all that and more on the next episode of Izzo's Place. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.